Okay, CJ, your prompt is Zoom license. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Well, folks, it's an end of an era. It's the end of us having the free trial 40-minute timeline. We did it. We paid.
We paid the man, the Zoom man. And,
I hope you're happy, Mr. Zoom.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests, but just the boys this week. And we're talking about mini reviews and what we watched and stuff like that.
That's right. The fourth installment of the mini reviews. A spoiler-free episode.
That's right. We're going to keep it going forever.
Yep.
Because these are easy to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, we paid for Zoom. Listen, we actively pay to bring you guys this podcast. So if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And leave us a review. Oh, has anyone left us a review on Apple Podcasts yet? Huh. Let's see.
Okay, you're going to get your hopes up again.
Let's see.
Killing time.
Nope. Okay. How is it that no one has given us a review in over a year? Listen, people. Or is anyone listening? Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Can you leave more than one review?
We can tell people are listening.
Hopefully people can leave more than one review. If you've left a review before, go check. See if you can do it again. Okay, thank you.
I also, that being said, I don't know that I even know how to leave reviews on other platforms like Spotify. So that might be an issue too. I know I personally don't use Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, I don't either. But,
I have no idea how to leave a review on Spotify.
It.
I don't get how.
Oh, can you even? Maybe I should stop saying that. Review podcasts on Spotify. Wow, this is great editing work. How to rate a podcast on Spotify. Navigate to the podcast on Spotify.
Yep.
Tap the star icon underneath the podcast description. So maybe you can't leave a review, but you can give it a 5-star.
You can hit the plus icon to save it to your library.
But there's no star thing?
Yeah, there's a star. Sorry. I was already there's a follow button. It's now. You click follow.
You've already 5-starred our own podcast, so it wasn't...
there's no star rating. There's no reviews on Spotify. So maybe that's some of the issue too. That probably half of our audience isn't using that platform. That
could be it.
I mean,
listen, 5 stars on Spotify then. That's what you can do.
Again, I don't think you could do that.
You said you saw stars, no?
No. There's a follow button. There's no ratings. There's a save to your library and a download. That's it. That's all I can figure out how to do.
Huh. Yep. Okay.
So if people want to download the episodes, I think that helps instead of streaming them. Yeah. That does help.
Listen, leave it on in the background, stream it multiple times, and I'll revise what I say at the end of every episode.
I don't know how to leave reviews for, I know your and I's preferred podcast player, Pocket Cast. I also don't know how to do that.
I don't think you can through that.
But I saw now that they show ratings, so they must be pulling it from something else.
They probably pull it from Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
That's still like the central hub. So I'll still keep saying, even if you don't use Apple Podcasts, go on Apple Podcasts. There you can rate and review.
Yeah.
Reviews would help you find this podcast. Okay, that's it. CJ, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Actually, I want to talk about a different type of media.
What does that mean?
Intrigued you?
A different type of media? Other than podcasts? Is there any? I guess TV shows and movies.
That's the most important kind.
Yeah.
Well, as you and I know, as of this record, the writers and actors strike are still ongoing. So in other news, to not talk about a TV show or movie, I'm still going to talk about stuff on the official mini review part, but until we get there. I went and saw some plays.
Whoa.
I went to the theater.
The theater?
Yeah, I had some celeb sightings too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you go see?
Okay, I saw both of these at the historic Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago, Illinois. They recently redid it and put a bunch of
band.
Yeah. They put in a brand new in the round theater. That means the audience is 360 degrees in the round. Yeah, I know things. And it's very cool. But so in that theater, I saw this play called Another Marriage, starring Judy Greer.
Judy Greer.
Wheels are turning.
Hold on. No, I definitely know the name.
Yeah, it's pretty
Judy
popular.
Greer. She's the one I don't like from the new Halloween movies, but I do like her overall. So cool. That's awesome. She was there.
She was great. One of the main two people in the play. Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Who's the other one?
Some guy I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I could look it up if you're curious, but I did not recognize the name.
Was she the other marriage or was she the first marriage?
She was the first marriage. That question actually applies. Good job.
Thank you.
Quickly about the play: you meet, you marry, you have kids. That's the way it always goes. Or is it? What if your story changes? What would it cost? Another Marriage is an intimate and beautifully rendered portrait of an ever-evolving relationship that may never be quite finished. Ensemble member Kate Arrington's playwriting debut upends time in the typical romantic comedy to explore the liabilities of falling in and out of love.
Wow.
Coming this summer to the Steppenwolf Theater.
So it was good? You liked it?
It was actually really good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was part of the new fancy theater they have is in the center of it is this like disc that can rotate. So the play starts with the two characters sitting on a bench, but it like is very slowly rotating so that everybody in the house has a good view. That's good. That thing can also dip below floor level or raise up, which is super cool. Whoa. And then later on, like that, I spotted. We had really good seats. Emily got us incredible seats. We were first row, like in the corner.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then I spotted. I was like, "Oh, there's a thing in the middle of the floor. I bet you that like rotates so that people can see." And then it did. And then later on, they cut to what's supposed to be one of their like apartments. And this slat in the floor removes, and there's a staircase in the floor that I did not catch at all. And so people just all of a sudden start walking up out of the floor. Yeah, it's very like cool, high tech.
How does set changes work on a circular stage?
It's a pretty
have, like sets.
There's no like backdrop, so all the set design is like a couple chairs, a table, a bed. Okay. Yeah. So they still have people running out in the middle of the play to like. Blacks out. But what was cool about it is there's this daughter who starts the play, and there's like a digital screen. It looks kind of, it has a feel of kind of like a Jumbotron setup. So there's a square screen, and the daughter is carrying around the iPad, and it's basically like her sort of telling this story. But you'll basically see her walking around outside of the set with this iPad, and then you see her like type things down and lights will change and then text will come up on the screen above. So it's like her basically saying like winter of 1999 or whatever. And then it's, cuts to that time. And then it's like her. Yeah, it was really cool. And
that's cool.
Very well done. Outside of the play, I also had a celeb sighting in that we were chilling in the bar beforehand, and Michael Shannon was hanging out there. And, Googling. Ken, of course you know him as the ex from They Came Together. He's in the movie for about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
He's actually in a ton of stuff.
Okay, I know who he is. I can't
General
think
Zod.
of anything he's been in. General Zod, okay, yeah. He's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, so I spotted him before the play, and then we came back from intermission. And Emily then was like, "Oh, there he is," and he was sitting like across the theater from us, and then, so it was hard to not like occasionally look up at Michael Shannon to see how he was enjoying the play.
Wow, interesting. I wonder if him and Judy Greer know each other.
Let's see. I have to assume
they worked together on Pottersville, a 2017 film. Thank you, Internet. Cool. That's awesome. Well, scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Another Marriage for you?
I really liked it. I don't often go to see theater. And it was a very cool style of telling the story, and it was funny but also heart-wrenching at times. Probably like an 8.5. It was really good.
Wow. Nice.
And then second, I went and saw another play.
CJ.
At the historic Steppenwolf Theater. This one's called No Man's Land.
Is this also in around?
No, this was a normal theater.
How many? Do they have so they have multiple theaters?
They do.
In the theater.
In the theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Theater 1, Theater Circle.
They have better names, but yeah.
Okay.
Theater Square.
Yeah.
There's no triangle one, I didn't think.
Not yet.
This one is, the entire play is in one room, though. So the whole... It's
bottle
it's set in
episode.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's basically these two old British dudes just kind of talking, and then two other dudes show up. Apparently this is kind of a thing with Harold Pinter's plays. This is the first one I've ever seen, where I enjoyed it, but then if you're like, what was it about? It's like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, even though it was only 4 characters the entire time. Huh. I can't really put my finger on it. It's them like drinking the majority of the play.
Okay.
So one dude's like pretty drunk most of it, but yeah. But it was also pretty enjoyable. It's pretty funny.
Cool.
Just their cadence and language was very intriguing and very impressive that you can do that. You can basically be in the entire play the whole time for 2 hours or whatever.
Wow. Any celebrity sightings for this one?
No.
Come on.
At least none that I recognized.
Okay. Cool. Well, scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this one?
7.7.
What was this called again?
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. But it's like four man's land.
Yeah, it's mainly 2, and then
two
others show up. Yeah.
Okay. That's still pretty good, though. That's a pretty high rating.
Yeah, it was fun. One of the sentences of the description of that play is, perhaps it's just 2 old English sots waxing nostalgic and waiting for the sun to rise.
Okay.
Just kind of 2 old dudes chopping it up.
Pretty much says that there won't be a plot in the...
kind of, yeah.
In there. All right, cool. Nice.
But yeah, it was fun. Ken.
Yes.
Now that it's over, how was the wedding from your perspective?
The wedding?
Yeah.
From my perspective, it was good. Yeah.
Scale on 1 to 10.
I've got a 10. I rate the wedding at a 10. I think it went pretty smoothly. I can't remember if I talked about this last episode, but I put the ring on the wrong hand for Meg, which was horribly embarrassing, but also I bet a bunch of people didn't really notice it. But
did not notice as somebody in the audience until you told me later that night.
Kept me up at night and still haunting me a little bit. But other than that, it was a very, very nice night. I had all our friends and family there, and it went pretty smoothly. Yeah, just only downsides were, of course, as the married couple, we didn't have time to eat any of the stuff that we specifically chose for the wedding. Yep. So that sucked. Didn't even get the cake. Didn't even get to take the cake home. Not sure what they did with it. That we had the one bite from the tasting, and then that was it. So
wow,
fun stuff there. So that docks it. No points. It still was a 10 out of 10. But
good.
Overall pretty good.
Are you still thinking about it at all? I felt like I needed still multiple days afterwards to fully recover.
I needed a couple days, yeah, but it's been over a week at this point. I think I'm back at it. I mean, we've got a bunch of stuff going on at the house that is taking all of my stress already, so I no longer can think about the wedding. But we're
nice distractions.
God, we're redoing our kitchen, and I won't get into too many details, but we're getting our ceiling painted, and we have these wood beams we're trying to get stained correctly, and they're getting fucked up. And that's what I've been dealing with for the past week and a half. And it's taken for fucking ever.
Damn.
Fun stuff. The wedding was better than this, for sure.
Have you, will you be sending out thank you cards?
You're still waiting for yours? You didn't get yours?
I'm asking because I just finished mine today, and it's
Oh.
and it's months after our
You're right.
wedding.
I was like, wait, I guess we never got yours. Yes, we will be. We have not gotten them yet, but we do. Yeah, we'll be doing that soon.
I don't know about you, but I don't really tend to like write with my hand anymore.
Oh, no, Meg will be writing all of these.
Oh, okay.
Because I did write one, because we got a couple of them early through our registry. And so we were sending them out as they came in before the wedding, and now we got a bunch. We got a backlog of them. But I wrote one of them out to my cousin, and then by the end of it, I was like, I shouldn't have. This is chicken. This is literally almost unlegible. It was real bad.
That's it's taken me a long time because I have to just it goes so slowly to make it legible.
I actually do remember your check from the wedding. You had was this a Superwoman check?
It was a Wonder Woman check.
Wonder
yes.
Woman check. Mm-hmm. And yes, I noticed your handwriting is about as bad as mine. So
that's right, cool. Folks. I have Justice League checks.
Are they other than Wonder Woman? Do you got other ones in there?
Yes, it's the whole Justice League. It's Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman,
nice.
Batman, I think.
Ooh, I hope so.
And that might be it. I don't think there's any. I don't think Aquaman made the cut.
Bummer.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that. But it was a Wonder Woman check
for sure. Yeah. There were certain things I noticed because I hope it's not weird to say that we got a bunch of checks from the wedding. I feel like that's a
standard.
Usually happens. But it was interesting to see the different types of checks because you could tell if they were newer checks because on the back they would have a little checkbox to say check if it is for a mobile deposit.
Yeah.
Or if it's an older one that still has their parents' address as the address on it. And it's just funny to think about wow, I never write checks. And I also have super, super old checks because I have one checkbook that I just never use for anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of funny to look at that.
I had to get that years ago for just rent. That's the only reason why I own a checkbook was to pay landlords for rent, and then now it's to write wedding gifts. That's about it.
So good.
Yeah, I would say if you do end up having to write some, do it in batches. Don't try to knock them all out in one sitting. Your hand is going to cramp after a while.
Okay. Did you write all yours, or did you guys split it up based on whose family or friends or whatever?
Yeah, we split them up. Where Emily wrote the ones for her family, and I wrote the ones for mine, and I believe I wrote the one for you.
Actually, be what happens. Oh, good. Okay.
I think I just put it in the mail literally today, so you will get that in the next few days.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited.
Now that it is August and the wedding was in June.
It's okay. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It's nice that you even wrote out your own. I think someone was telling me that they went to a wedding recently and then they got a pre-printed thank you card that was not personalized at all.
Interesting.
And they were miffed by it, which, as you can tell, was not a friend. It was an older family member, but interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to, most of them have at least start the same because you're just saying thank you. But yeah, I tried to at least toss in one personal sentence or something like that.
That's good. Yeah. I don't know how much variation you can really put in for everyone giving you a check, but you know, thank you for coming.
Yep, exactly.
Good to see you and blank. That's it.
Yeah, and insert salutations here.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing that, but I'm sure one of these weekends coming up we'll be knocking those out and getting those out. Fun stuff.
You think it's all over, but it's not.
No, it just keeps going. I don't know if I talked about this on the last episode. I don't think I did, but I watched a wedding-themed horror movie before the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
I think we finished it the day after. We watched, or I watched, while Meg was getting her hair done, Ready or Not, which was great. Good movie. But that's not what we're here to talk about today, folks. We're going to talk about some more recent things we've seen. I think we're just going to do 2 each because we've already talked about a lot of other stuff. And we're not going to be doing trivia or anything like that, so we're just going to dive right into it. CJ, why don't you kick us off? What have you watched recently?
So I decided to choose 2 shows because
Okay.
usually I think we're doing movies. I absolutely could keep talking about very mediocre action movies that I've been watching. Still on board with all of that. Like, I could talk about the movie Hidden Strike starring John Cena and Jackie Chan that came out on Netflix.
Wow.
All I will say is Jackie's still got it. He's great.
Sweet.
But instead, I want to talk about the latest Marvel thing. Because, of course.
Secret Invasion?
Secret Invasion.
Oh, don't spoil. I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it.
No, this is a spoiler-free episode.
Okay, cool.
Created by Kyle Bradstreet, directed by Ali Selim, don't know how to pronounce that, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, something, Olivia Colman, Amelia Clarke, and Kingsley Ben-Adir. Nick Fury learns of a secret invasion of Earth by a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls. Fury joins his allies, and together they race against time to thwart an imminent Skrull invasion and save humanity.
Okay.
Ken,
Yeah.
this has a 54% on the tomato meter.
Ooh.
Audience score, 50%.
Okay. That's in line. That's good.
I think I kind of agree with that.
Okay.
It's pretty just average. I read one of these Secret Invasion comic series.
Like the older one?
Yeah, that
Okay.
came out. It was at least in the aughts, but yeah, not like the 80s one or something like that. But
Oh, okay.
and then they've now with the show, they've recently started a new series of it.
Of course.
So I'm familiar with the Skrulls. I know their deal. I'm familiar with the Super Skrulls. I think overall this is a pretty mediocre show. I watched all of it over the span of a few days. This is one of only like 3 splats as far as Marvel stuff goes.
Wow. What are the other 2? Do you know?
It's
Is it Thor: Dark
Eternals
World?
and Quantumania.
Quantum Mania is a splat?
Yeah, the critics.
Oh, that's the one I actually haven't seen yet. And I've been like, I want to. We just watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3
Oh, I also watched
like
that.
a couple days ago. Was that your other one? Sorry.
No, it was not.
Okay. That was fine. But yeah, I try to keep up with all of these, when I can. I feel like this one is actually pivotal, unfortunately, to the MCU. Unlike, what is it, Hawkeye and the Talking Dog?
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to watch it at some point, but that sucks that it's not so good.
Yeah, it's fine. I can't exactly articulate like why it's good or bad. It just seems like another kind of mediocre Marvel thing. I should say too, I watched this on my iPad while I was like doing chores and stuff. So I was like, this doesn't deserve my full attention.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't know. You get action sequences. There's like conspiracies and trickery and stuff like that, as you would expect with Nick Fury. And I think it's only like 6 episodes, so yeah, just knock it out while you're
okay.
like
That's not too
cleaning or
bad.
something.
I read that one of the openings was written by AI or something. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah. I can't speak more to it, but that's what I read in the headline. That's all I got.
That's not great.
No, that was I think the point of the article. Fun stuff. I will be watching that at some point.
Yeah, you should. You should still watch it to keep up with stuff. I'm hopeful about the future.
It is pivotal, right? Or at least it seems pivotal. Because I'm pretty sure like Secret Wars is like one of the Avengers movies coming up. So
Yeah.
I would think it has to do with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of them play into each other, so it's hard to like that's the point, is they're all supposed to connect and make you watch all of them.
That's true. Although, I mean, with Hawkeye, the talking dog in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think, is a different one. So it's it
One's
might
a
be
raccoon,
not
one's a dog.
totally.
So.
Yeah.
What have you been watching?
For me, both of mine are horror movies. So we both got a slice of the pie here. I watched these 2 out of order, but this one came out chronologically earlier, so I'll talk about it first. I watched 2022's The Blackening,
Oh yeah, I remember you
Yeah.
talking about that one.
directed by Tim Story and written by Tracy Oliver and Dwayne Perkins. Without spoilers, because they show this pretty much within the first 5 minutes of the movie. It's about a group of friends who happen to be black getting together for Juneteenth, and they rent a house in the middle of the woods, and there happens to be a creepy game room that has a game in it called the Blackening, and it asks them black-themed trivia about anything, and it's hilarious. It's a horror comedy. The tagline for this one was "We can't all die first," because it's an all-black cast, and it's very, very funny. It plays on all of the horror tropes, and I can't say more without spoiling it, but I will say I thought it was going to be a very predictable kind of who is like the bad person in it.
Yeah.
But it threw me for a loop and kind of kept me guessing the whole time. So
Nice.
kudos to it, because horror comedies are usually kind of straightforward, but this one, even with the fact that it's a comedy, still did a good job with the horror and all that. So, CJ, you could watch this. It's hilarious. You probably should watch this.
Yeah, it sounded good.
Like it. Yeah.
What do you give it on a scale of 10?
Oh, well, so hold on. So Rotten Tomatoes gave it 87%.
Dang.
85% for audience. For me, I gave it on Letterboxd. You can follow me at KDrisk01 on Letterboxd. I gave it a 4.5 stars.
Wow.
So 9 out of 10. I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I don't need to remember my review. I kind of already said it, but yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend it. Very, very funny, but still a good balance of horror and comedy, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
So
I know you're usually a pretty big stickler for those types of movies, too.
I sure am. It needs. I've always said that, or I had heard from someone else, but I agree with that it needs to be like 90% comedy and like 1% horror, or the reverse. I would say this is probably more 80% comedy, 20% horror, but it works. It's pretty good.
I like that ratio better. So maybe
I'm sure you would. That's why I'm recommending. If it was more horror, I would say maybe not. But,
yeah. Nice. Okay.
So yeah, Ken
Yeah, that
says
one
check it out.
piqued my interest.
Hell yeah. What's the other show you watched?
I have been turned on to this BBC show called Staged. Have you heard of this at all?
You're all about the stages.
Yeah, that's right.
Lately. Is this? No, I haven't heard of it. Is it about like theater?
It is not. It is basically a pandemic show from the perspective of Zoom. Is pretty
that's
much
cool.
Most of the shots. It
like
stars Michael Sheen and David Tennant, and it's
Michael Sheen. No, I'm kidding. I know who those people are. Cool.
it's like you better know the doctor.
Yeah.
But they're playing themselves, but as kind of like a caricature of themselves. Yeah. So it's
that's cool.
The show is kind of them just I will say, so there's 3 seasons. I just started the 3rd season. They're pretty I want to say the episodes are around like 15 to 20 minutes. They're like shorter episodes, not that many in a season. The first season is them just kind of like dealing with the pandemic. They're slowly kind of losing their minds. And it was created and directed by this guy, Simon Evans, who's sort of also one of the characters in the show. Again, kind of playing himself too. But they decide that they want to do a play, but obviously it's been put on hold because of the pandemic. But they're like, hey, why don't we keep rehearsing though over Zoom? And then that way, when the pandemic is done, we'll be like ready to go. And we can be the first play when the pandemic is over.
Cool.
As you might expect, things don't go according to plan. But it's very funny. I think a lot of it is improvised as well. And also their real life significant others are also in the show.
Oh, wow.
So it's, Anna Lundberg and Georgia Tennant, who are also actors. But yeah, and then the second season gets very meta, where then they're in the show, they're acknowledging the first season of the show.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh, I'm going to check this out. That's awesome.
It's a very easy, quick watch. Tomato Meter has it at an 89%, and the audience has it as a 98%.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's 3 seasons. Did you watch the 3rd?
I just started the 3rd.
Oh, you just started. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that take it up another notch too? Or maybe don't tell me.
Yes.
I don't want to get spoiled. All right, cool.
I think I'm literally like one episode in, but yeah,
Okay.
It's very cool. I won't spoil anything, but the first episode of the second season it's like them on a chat show with Michael Palin from Monty Python.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I won't go too much into it, but it's a very funny interaction. But yeah, I started the first episode of the second season and they're like being interviewed about the show Staged, but you're watching Staged. And I was like, did I like click on the right thing? Is this the show? What's happening?
Drugs?
Yeah. But yeah, it's very funny. They're two likable guys. I've been watching their show, Good Omens, which is based on a Neil Gaiman book.
Right.
They just started the second season of that not too long ago. But yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Highly recommend it.
All right. Wait, did you rate it?
Stage, I'd probably give it like maybe 8.5 or so. I'm really liking it. It's a nice like end of day, throw it on easy show.
Nice. How long are the episodes?
Very short, like 15, 20 minutes, something like that.
Oh, wow. Very short. Okay. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. That sounds awesome.
What's the other horror movie on your list, Ken?
All right. This one is just a horror movie, not a horror comedy. So, CJ, you're disqualified immediately.
I'm just going to take my headphones off and go.
Yeah. I watched in theaters last week or a little over a week ago, 2022's, even though it just came out now, Talk to Me. It's probably because it was on the festival circuit. Talk to Me. It's the one with the hand. You got the hand.
The one with the hand.
On the poster.
Yeah.
Directed by Danny Filippo and Michael Filippo. I'm assuming they're brothers. And written by a bunch of other people. It's about a little model like statue hand thing. And it's kind of used as kind of like a Ouija board. So this isn't spoilers. This is in the trailer. But you sit down in front of it. You grab the hand and you say, talk to me. And you see someone dead in front of you. And then if you say, I invite you in or something like that, that being takes over your body and your eyes turn black. And there's all sorts of lore and consequences that go along with it as teenagers are basically using this as a party toy to be like, oh, I want to go next. Like kind of that kind of thing. And obviously things escalate from there, but it's a lot of fun. It's really unique. I've seen differing reviews about it. I thought it was unique. I kind of wish it had gone a little more. I saw one review that said it never gets louder than a mild roar, if that makes any sense. I don't think it does necessarily, but I feel like it could have gone a lot more. But they are getting a sequel, which is, of course, CJ. What's the sequel going to be called?
Talk to me again. Talk to me more.
Still talking to me. It's Talk to Me with the number 2 is 2.
It was right there.
Which is going to make it impossible to talk about, right? Like you're going to have to say the year as well or something when you're talking about it.
Talk to me to the second one.
Yeah, Talk to Me 2. Still talking. Yeah, but aside from all of that, super hyped up by the critics. On Rotten Tomatoes, it got 95%.
Wow.
Which is wild, and 82% for the audience, which is still pretty good.
Apparently, Peter Jackson, a big fan of that movie.
Oh, interesting.
It's also an A24.
It is an A24, but it was purchased by A24, just to be clear. It was an indie movie.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I gave it on Letterboxd 4 stars, so 8 out of 10
Nice.
for me. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And for my review, I said, boy, do I want a recreation of that hand and to put it next to my Ouija board.
More things that Meg will not let you use in the house.
She watched it with me, and she wants one too. Yeah, I'm surprised, though. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, because she hates the Ouija board.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Surprised that's still sitting in there.
It's she's hidden it somewhere. I don't know. Too spooky.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's it. I watched a ton more stuff. I don't know if I should do a quick honorable mentions or should I just save it because we'll probably do another one soon.
We'll probably do another one soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched like at least 10 movies in July and a few so far in August.
I've watched like 10 in August so far. I've watched a ton. I watched Dumb and Dumber for the first time.
For the first time?
Yeah, I'd
Wow.
never seen it before. Yeah.
Does that one is it the first one or the second one? Does the first one have the diarrhea scene?
Yeah, it's the first one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep, adolescent CJ brain remembers that.
Meg was, because I watched it with Meg. She's like, yeah, me and my siblings used to quote this so much when we were younger. But quick thoughts. Apparently, it holds up. I was laughing the whole time. I thought it was very funny. So, Jim Carrey's hilarious in it. So very good. Rules. Still good. I heard the sequels are not worth it.
Sequels, plural? I thought there was just the one.
There's a prequel that don't have either of the two actors in it. And then there's a sequel that came out apparently a few years ago that they're old in it, but still playing the same characters.
Oh, yeah. In 2014?
Yeah. I heard neither are worth it. So.
Yeah. Have I seen it? Oof. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber 2 has a 30%.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I don't think anything else is worth talking about that I have on my list, so... Unless you want a deep cut genre movie called Annie's Men that you probably would fucking hate.
And you, I guess, also don't want to talk about White House Down starring Channing Tatum.
No, but I might have seen that.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Great. Or The Outlaws, the other big Netflix movie.
Oh, yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, Adam Devine.
No.
Also pretty mediocre.
Okay. I've heard They Clone Tyrone is good.
I do want to watch that. That one looks cool.
Yeah. That's a show though, right? Or like a limited
No,
series?
it's a movie, I think.
It's a movie? Oh, okay. That's achievable.
Well, Ken, speaking of movies, next week we're doing it, folks.
It's finally happening.
It's happening. We're doing Transformers, Rise of the Beasts, a.k.a. Beast Wars.
We both already have seen most of it. You watched all of it.
Yep.
And wow, tune in for that episode because
I have
wait
thoughts
to talk about it. Yep. Oh boy.
That'll be next week.
Next week, tune in for that.
Yep. My notes consist of I think 2 things.
Okay, I've got some mental notes, and they are short as well.
As one would expect, I guess.
CJ, what do we got to plug here?
Follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. Call or text us at USACatch1591. Or email us, like actor Wayne Knight did, at overtalkingpod@gmail.com.
We're on TikTok and Instagram Reels. Check it out. Also, oh no, they're here. The Overtalking Overlords have arrived. For those who don't know, this is the ghastly otherworldly landlords of ours. It made sense at one point. They're here to remind you. If you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts. Apparently only there to rate and review.
Yep.
Or just listen to an episode multiple times anywhere. I think that would still help.
Yeah. Download it and then listen to it and then download it again.
Right. Delete and then re-download it.
Yes.
Reviews would help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money on advertising, but we spend money on hosting and recording fees now. So if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We would really appreciate that. And engage with us on social media or send us an email.
Yes.
We would super appreciate that.
The algorithm likes shares and comments and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
share our Instagram Reels. That'd be cool. Okay.
That would be
Enough
cool.
plugging. Yeah, I feel dirty. Sorry, guys.
Gotta go take a shower now.
Yeah. Wow, I'm sure now I have no idea what this is going to be, but and as we always say,
bye.
Perfect.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week, it was just the boys. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.